in the PM.
Well, you make it sound like it's an interview before, like it's like a, what do they call them? The police interview?
An interrogation.
Interrogation, yeah. It's like the time is 11.
We have the recorder right here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Anything
welcome
you say can and will be held against you later on.
to the ThinkShack interrogation with our prime suspect.
Yeah. And just, to mention, this is episode 29. I am Ramsey.
This is Jean.
And our prime suspect is Awiti.
Awiti, the warrior.
I was actually telling Jean earlier that name sounds something like a warrior queen or something like something out of
the
Wakanda.
woman king.
Sounds like someone will kick your ass.
A woman king.
Tell us a bit about yourself, Awiti. How did you end up in this jungle?
Coincidentally.
Surprisingly, actually. This is how most of our guests come on the show.
Hi, sounds dope. My name is Awiti. I am a podcaster, a content creator from Kisumu.
So
From
sick.
Kisumu,
Do you know how to do that whistle?
like if it wasn't obvious from the name, well now you know.
Kisumu, yeah. So, I was told by a week ago I'm supposed to introduce myself like I am an award-winning podcaster.
Oh, her podcast won an award. Could you say what the name of your podcast is for the viewers?
My podcast is called Unspoken Podcast.
It's called Unspoken.
She's
Where
doing
she
great.
speaks about things.
I talk about personal self-development, careers, relationships. Those are things that I think, because those are things that help us grow as humans. If you get your relationship right, if you get your career right.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the question I imagine is on your minds right now is
she single?
No. Yes, but also no.
I mean, you say gentleman.
A question I imagine on their minds is, if she talks about such healthy, mature stuff, how the fuck did she end up on ThinkShack? Because it has no relation whatsoever to what we are not going to help in your life.
But I'll have you know, Ramsey and I are actually quite wholesome individuals.
Yeah.
And we like to talk about our feelings.
Yeah. We just do it in very unhealthy ways, like dark humor and shit. So this is probably the healthiest ThinkShack will ever be, just because of Awiti's
So what kind of angles do your topics come from? Because it's unspoken and you're talking about relationships, for example. What kind of angle do you come through? What is the unspoken bit of that?
What's the angle of approach?
The angle of entry, penetration.
I called it unspoken because at first I started the podcast.
Angle of departure.
I started the podcast because for the longest time I've been a person who likes to hide my emotions, likes to hide my feelings, shy away from my emotions.
You're a Houdini with your emotions.
Sounds like Awiti. She never shows her emotions. Kills her enemies ruthlessly.
For the longest time I've always been I'm the strong girl. Like I don't want to be soft. So I called it unspoken. Even if you look at the logo, my hand is like on my mouth. I'm screaming from there. I'm screaming like I want to let my emotions out. That's why I called it unspoken, because I wanted to be a safe space for me and my listeners to not shy away from the emotions.
The ThinkShack version of such a podcast would be probably with like the gag thing in your mouth, like the sex toy. Like unspoken.
Unspoken. What did you see in that church? What did you see in that church?
Or instead of like showing like actual faces, we just show like a random porn star's face just getting like raw dog, so the hand is over her mouth and it's like unspoken.
I've heard stories.
But it's a really
that.
mature podcast. Don't mind the picture.
I've heard stories about that. Some people have their first sexual experience in their parents' house, so the girl will be like the whole time.
You're not allowed to scream.
You're not allowed to scream.
I'm actually some people.
Yeah, you're some people. You had your rapist thing.
No,
you have your mouth over.
No, I didn't have the mouth, but I'm saying having sex in your parents' house, like sneaking a girl in. Yeah.
You guys have audacity. I never.
You never tried that?
My parents' house. My mom is too smart, man. I'm the type of guy, like, before I go home to see my mom, I have to spend a week without smoking and using lip balm like a motherfucker, because I know my mom is like, what's up with you?
And she's definitely not gonna watch this episode later. So,
but do your parents watch your episodes?
No, unfortunately. Oh, well, fortunately not.
Well, after this, fortunately, for sure.
Podcasters don't want their parents to watch.
Yeah.
Even me, I don't want my dad to watch.
How comes? You must be innocent in their eyes, right?
No, some things that I said there when I started having sex and when I started doing drugs. I don't want him to hear that.
Yeah.
I mean, now I guess the mystery is solved. You know why she's on the podcast. She does drugs and
she does have a freaky side.
She does
apparently.
Like we all do.
I think we all do have a freaky side.
Yeah,
it's just that Jean and I wear ours on our sleeve.
Yeah, or our face.
You have to kind of dig to find the other side. For most people, you have to dig to find their freaky side. For us, it's all you see until you dig to find the other side.
So guys, let's not forget we have another guest on the show today. Mr. Gordon. Gordon is what we
Mr. Gordon, as in Gordon's. And I have, because we bought this last minute, because we're such good planners.
Oh, yeah, of course.
I have absolutely no data on Gordon's. I didn't even Google the shit.
You've never drunk Gordon's?
We could just
No. I mean, like, we like to know, like, what is the origin, where it come from. I've drunk keg, both the black and
Funny
the
enough,
red.
I have not drunk keg.
Java juice from there. I was drinking before this.
How is it?
And I love keg.
Is keg the same as Muratina in terms of taste?
No.
Keg tastes like an old man's drink. Yeah, you get it in a jug for like 50 bob, which
Keg
is the
like
equivalent
beer,
of...
but cheap beer.
Yes, you get it like 50 bob for a jug,
50 for a
which
jug.
is like 50 American cents. Or less than that nowadays, probably like 20 cents.
Yeah.
Can you imagine putting something worth 20 American cents in your mouth? And then hoping you don't die?
We don't.
It's crazy. I mean, I don't know.
Well, technically, apples are worth less than 20 American
Ramsey, you don't have to go too deep into it because we have quite a few interesting topics that our audience is going to be interested to hear about.
Okay, this is what I got. Let me just say this in passing because this is, like you said, there isn't enough time to reveal more research. But like the name Gordon's comes from Alexander Gordon.
Alexander Gordon.
Yeah, it was one of the first guys to pioneer the distillation of gin. And so like in 1769 is when he founded his distilling business.
Was everything founded in 1769? Like I remember Guinness had the 1759.
So Gordon's is probably more than 300 years old.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
Actuality.
We're drinking a dead man's name.
Yeah.
This one we
might
have
be
today
his piss too, but
is Sicilian lemon. Looks like piss actually.
Yeah.
Gordon,
the yellow.
Gordon
The
Susu.
yellow.
Yeah, Sicilian yellow. Maybe it's called Sicilian yellow because it's an Italian man's piss.
It's Sicilian yellow.
And why do people like
See, that's what. Now I remember what I was telling you. We do this thing where we do T-shirts and then we say like witty things. So Sicilian would be written as a brand on the T-shirt.
It's like piss. You know, in the UK they call this the piss. I'm on the piss, my lord.
I'm on the piss.
Yeah.
Don't they say that about whiskey?
I think they do.
About gin.
Yeah.
Because whiskey does look like piss.
It is quite a good looking bottle.
It looks like some seriously shitty piss. Like, man, you need to hydrate piss. Like, why is your piss so red?
So, what was your experience with Gordon's, Awiti? Tell us.
But I hear there's this yellow version and there's the gin version.
Jesus.
No, they're all gin. Just
they're all gin, but there's the white one with the white logo.
That's dry gin. Yeah, that's the one.
Whiff.
That's the one that's just like gin. I don't know if that's the one you've had.
You've just remembered me. There's a Kenyan artist called Dry Gin and Fracas. Can you imagine some guy called
I did not know that.
Dry Gin and Fracas. They had a song.
Is he like well known? Is he like an older artist?
It was one of those. I think they're the ones who sang Katiamanyu Nationali.
Ganikali.
Yeah,
oh my god, that is an old
Dry
song.
Gin and Fracas.
Never
had any other song.
No wonder he never.
I mean, you call yourself Dry Gin. What the fuck are you gonna do?
I hope he doesn't watch this podcast and come looking for me. Like, what did you say about me?
What is your favorite drink then?
Whiskey?
By the way, FYI, many
Whiskey.
years later,
Whiskey.
Katiamanyu Nationali, we finally learned Hakuna Nyenikali.
Hakuna Kali.
Oh shit now.
Well, Arsenal was doing okay some time back. I'm not so sure about. But then I wouldn't say anything because I'm a Chelsea fan. I'll be quiet.
You must be down in the
I'll
dumps.
stay in my corner. I'm about to get stupid drunk to forget my misery.
The one lesson I learned when the Premier League was starting this season is like I'm not supporting any team because my feelings are gonna get involved.
Yeah.
Iki watu wanasemanga ati usiweke roho kwa football. No, mimi nitaweka roho, nitaweka feelings because you have to get attached. And me realize I'm getting attached.
Which team is this that you support? Don't say
I
Manchester
supported.
United.
I'll say I supported.
Don't say Manchester United. Otherwise,
Manchester United.
I don't like you guys.
Well, let's be united in the misery of supporting Manchester
So you guys
United.
give it a whiff and tell me what you smell. It smells a bit strong, but then also quite sweet as well. I'm curious to try this. We have tumblers here. About to take a tumble.
I smell fabric.
Fabric?
I'm
No, I
joking,
mean you can
because
smell
of the mask.
Yeah.
But anyway,
We've been
I can actually smell. I can actually smell the gin. It is just like intoxicating smell of gin. I don't know where the sweetness is coming from. The tangic citrus.
Ramesis. I
actually thought we should do the shot glasses. Don't you think?
Sure, why not?
Take shots,
Why
yeah.
And then afterwards we can mix it with.
It's gin.
Because we're babies. We don't
Try to smell it.
There you go. Oh,
Smell lemons.
Welcome to Ramsey World.
Yeah.
Where we make everything fall. Clumsiest guy
including women.
for us.
Make women fall.
I smell lemons and gin, of course.
You know, every time we've asked a female guest member to describe, they actually said something. We always say like, "Oh, I smell piss." We never have anything.
We never have like
anything meaningful to say.
in our descriptions.
All right,
So
so
I think it's worth time. It's time to taste it, right?
let me serve myself first,
Yeah.
like the African I am.
Take
I'm
a
like,
shot.
I'm like an African politician.
Yeah.
A quick
You go.
question: if you get to review if you guys review
I'm
alcohol,
not taking a shot though. We have to taste it. Mhm.
and,
Go ahead,
and,
Awiti.
you, and you bring a guest
Taste it
who
and then
doesn't
take a
like
shot.
use alcohol, what do you do?
Okay, piss off.
Most of the times our guests will.
Okay, they don't have to piss
will
off.
tolerate alcohol. They might not take it, but then they'll tolerate it.
They can just like watch us do it. Pass one, please. They can just watch us taste it. You know, they don't have to taste it with us.
Okay.
But it's very rare
That's
that we
what
get
she
a.
said.
It's rare.
It's very rare we get a guest that doesn't do alcohol. I kind of feel like we attract our crowd generally.
Yeah.
Attract our degenerates.
Yeah.
Alright, so this is the Holy Sacrament. Drink this in remembrance of Ruto and the president's problems that he brings into the country.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Stolat.
to Ruto.
Stolat.
Cheers to William. Yeah, Stolat, the Czech thing, right?
Quite sweet.
I feel it in my nose more than in my mouth, but I guess
I
that's
feel it
the
in my
thing,
palate.
Jen. That's what
But
I was
it's
gonna
not bitter.
say.
It's
It
smooth.
tastes like a lollipop. A lemon lollipop or something like that.
It tastes like just cocktail. Like it's cocktail.
Tastes like a cocktail.
Lemon.
Am I the only
Sicilian
one who
lemon.
has this thing where after I take a shot, I shiver?
No, I'm sure there's a few people in the world.
Yeah, it
A
happens.
lot
like-
of people.
You feel that? Yeah, I always find it so funny.
Well, I mean, you took a shot. The rest of us are sipping it. Like
Me, I'm sipping it.
You guys didn't take shots? Oh, you should.
man.
I don't
It-
wanna
I
die.
think
I
it
don't
gets
think you
better
can get.
that way.
I don't think you can get the pure taste of the alcohol with, a
with
shot. Because that's just
You
burns.
can't.
It burns your throat.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
Maybe that's what it's
I
supposed
think
to do.
it's good for making a cocktail.
I suppose. I think if we could, we can make a cocktail with Schweppes.
Yeah.
Most Kenyans probably don't know how to pronounce this brand actually. Right now,
Schweppes
the-
or Gordon's?
I wish we could put like voice notes in the chat so people could try and pronounce it. It'd probably be Schweppes. Schweppes.
Yeah.
Pez. Sure.
And I think with that, what is your opinion of it? Is it? You said it's a great one. What do you think, Jean?
I think it's a fantastic one. I think I can have. It's one of those ones you can have without a chaser
Right.
or without
right.
any mixer or anything.
Right. I find the flavor gin. I kind of like this one more than the pink Gordon's pink. I don't like the taste. Of that.
I don't like that either.
I like the pink. What was it called?
The Beefeater. That was
The
fantastic,
Beefeater
yeah.
pink
Beefeater.
was absolutely stunning. This one.
You know what this reminds me of? It
Not as
reminds
good.
me of Tanqueray, Flor de Sevilla.
The Flor de Sevilla.
green
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
There's different colors.
The orange
Ah.
one.
There's
There's
the
like
orange one.
yeah, the Flor de Sevilla is the orange one we had at Amapiano and Nyeri.
There's one with
Yeah.
lemon as well. But
Yeah.
this is much better. I would
This is
recommend
much
this,
better
honestly. I
lemon,
would rate
yeah.
this like on a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate it?
Sicilian lemon.
I'll say a 6.
6. Well, that's quite low, Ramsey.
I think I would rate it probably like an 8 in terms of like flavored
For
gins.
sure.
I think it's a great flavored
It's
gin.
a fantastic, and it's quite smooth as well. So
Well, how much would you rate it?
I would give it an 8.5.
Okay, so that's 8, 8.5, and 6. That translates to 22.5. Divide that by 3. That's like about 7.5. So it's a 7.
Yeah,
It's pretty
that's
good.
nice.
I just
And
did mental
7.5
math,
is
guys.
a
I'm
good
fucking
number.
genius.
I don't know why people don't like
Genius.
people don't like to be 7s for some reason. 7 is a good score. I used to
Seven
aim
is
for
a good
7s in primary
Yeah.
school.
I mean, I
Girls
don't like
especially
7.
don't like
You don't
to
like
be
I
sevens?
like even numbers.
So what would you say? Okay, what was the number you would say? Like between 1 and 10, what would
That
you
one just
want
flew
to
over
be?
their heads.
No, what would you want to be?
Nobody
Like,
got the joke.
what would you want someone to rate you?
Oh, they didn't find it funny.
A 9.
A 9.
I'm a 10 over 10.
But you said you like
minus-
even numbers. Okay, 10 over 10. Yeah.
10 over 10 minus nothing.
What's the the craziest idea I've ever had about numbers? You know, and we need to get into the topic. The craziest idea I've ever had about numbers or letters. I don't know if you know what synesthesia is.
Synesthesia, I have a faint idea.
Synesthesia is a synthesis of your senses. So some people can sort of like associate sounds with colors. They kind of hear colors, or they can they can maybe taste numbers or something like that. And you find that
Imagine having that
synesthetics-
superpower in places like. I'm sorry, I'm shouting.
Yeah.
Imagine having that power in places like Cumberland where people wear loud colors. You'd be like, oh my god, it's too loud.
Yeah. But the thing is, it actually turns out to be a really powerful skill for some people. You know, composers for movies
Right,
like Hans Zimmer and Ramin Djawadi can actually like they can almost visualize sounds. So, for example, Hans Zimmer would be asked to compose for, say, the Lord of the Rings trilogy or the Dark Knight trilogy, and some of these movies have like incredible like background music, right? So because he's synesthetic,
Right.
he's much better able to kind of like capture the emotion and the mood of the movie. Ramin Djawadi is responsible for the title song for Game of Thrones. And like the songs for each of the houses in the game. Anyone who watches Game of Thrones would know what I'm talking about. That is about synesthesia. The man who has memorized the most digits of pi, that's the thing. People try to memorize the digits of pi, the irrational number, because it's 3.141 and etc. It's got an infinite number of like decimal digits. But the reason why he's so capable of memorizing, I think he's memorized several thousand digits, is because numbers are actually like colors to him. So he can remember them in terms of the color.
Imagine having that kind of ability when you're in a nightclub, especially in Nairobi nightclub. Those places are super loud.
That would be interesting.
You'll be dying. Like you'll be
dying.
sensory overload.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was saying that is because I kind of realized that I have an interesting view of numbers and letters. And I thought that maybe this is a weirdly synesthetic thing because I don't know if anyone else sees this. Do you ever get the vibe that some numbers or some letters are male and others are female? I feel like that sometimes.
It looks female for sure.
You see a number and you're like, that's a male number, that's a female number. It just kind of feels like it has a dick,
No.
Which one
So
are you
letters.
talking about in particular?
Which number?
So for example, to me the number 7 is male.
By the way, we
The
invented,
number 6 is female.
We invented a position in this podcast. We were talking about the number. The episode was in 6 or something.
I think it was the number.
The history of the 69. We did the whole.
69, I know.
We did the
I
whole
think it was
history of
number
the 69.
47 or something.
And then
I
Ramsey
don't
came
know.
up with the 74 position. 'Cause there's the
74
69.
position, yeah.
Yeah. Would you
Because
care to
74
remind
looks
us?
like someone bending over, while the 4 looks like someone taking a shit while squatting.
So that is an interesting position. If you've tried the
I don't
74.
know what they're doing, but yeah. Because 69 is about mutual oral stimulation. So like to me the number 6 and the number 9 are female. The number 8 is female. Number 7 is male. The number 1 is male. The number 2 is male. Like I kind of.
Why is number 1 male?
I don't know. It
'Cause
just
it's standing
feels
up.
like it is.
Standing up.
The letter A is female. The letter B is male.
Wait, that makes no sense. The letter A doesn't look female to me at all.
It feels female to me.
How? It has like squares and triangles.
Alpha,
Yeah.
female.
That's the
Alpha,
thing.
S
like,
feels female.
That's the
S.
thing.
Has curves and everything.
S actually
it
feels
has
male to
curves.
me. It feels male.
Thick.
But the weirdly the
What
letter
about
Q doesn't feel.
X feels like a
Q feels
transgender.
female.
X feels like a transgender, you know?
Like a
Because
queer.
it could be anything. It could be anything.
Yeah, it's like I'm the X chromosome. Like even in like reproduction, the X chromosome is like the constant on both male and female gametes.
Exactly.
So males have XY, so it's the Y that's the defining factor. So X would be female.
So that means Y would be a hermaphrodite because it goes both ways, right?
There's no YY though. There's
No,
only
Y.
XX.
The letter Y, though. I'm talking about the letter Y. Back to your logic. The Y would be a hermaphrodite because it has like 2 heads. It could be female, it could be...
The thing is, you're assuming I have a logic why I feel like
You
some
should.
letters
He
are
doesn't
female.
have a
There's no
logic.
logic. It
He
just
doesn't.
feels like that. It's a
He just
weird
feels.
sense of intuition, and that's the essence of like the synesthesia. So I mean, I don't know if there's a sense for gender, but like I kind of feel like my view of gender and the way I see letters and numbers does sort of mix in a weird way.
But I was saying it would be crazy to have that kind of power in a club. And apparently there's been some
I love
news.
the way you just fucking segue into it. Like, we're gonna start. Why would you need the power of telling yourself letters of male people in a club? But okay,
Honestly,
nice transition. Let's go to our first topic.
Yeah, because I mean, synesthesia, we're in a club, there's music, loud music, but then we're
And
going
you
to
can taste the music. Imagine being able to taste music.
That would be an overload. It's like we were talking about this with you, right? We said, like, why do children like sweet things and why do adults like bitter things? Is it because you develop your taste buds, or is it because kids have a different way of interpreting the taste of things? Maybe they have their own different world where they can handle so much more sugar. Because if you have Fanta or Fanta Orange, for example, as an adult, you're like, oh man, that shit is too sweet.
I mean, it's entirely possible that
sometimes I have it, though.
that you're right, but I think it's more likely because kids have an unsophisticated and undeveloped sense of taste. As an adult, you will have eaten a huge variety of foods in your life. And therefore, you will have developed certain preferences.
You eat food and other things.
You have a larger surface area for several taste buds, so you can appreciate a greater range. Your tongue is much larger than it was when you were a child. You can appreciate a greater range of sensations, including umami. Now, why we do tend to gravitate towards certain tastes?
Umami is savory, by the way.
Yeah, umami is savory. Like your favorite biryani or something. Like that's an umami taste. Is that savory taste?
Okay, I get
so
that.
yeah, so like why we do tend to gravitate towards specific taste, I don't know. Because personally, I love the taste of umami and the taste of salt. I love meat.
But
I know people who love the taste of cake because they love sweet things, and I'm just like, I don't like sugar too much.
You know, cake is a euphemism for ass, right?
Yeah.
Some people like the taste
of
cake.
cake.
Some people like the taste of cake,
bro.
Some people like the taste of cake.
I like the taste of cake in that sense too. So, going to club photography, right?
Have you ever been photographed in a club and then had it posted? I have a couple of times.
I have a couple of times and I was mad. Crazy.
Fortunately, either I haven't or I've never come across the photo, but it's somewhere out there.
Maybe you've been browsing the club's pages looking for the girls. Because, you know, clubs always do this thing where they have an Instagram where it's only just sexy women.
Sorry,
a lot of
I
cleavage.
dropped my volume button.
Oh, sorry.
It's toothpick.
The toothpick.
I fucked up my volume button.
Ramsey has like the worst luck with the phones.
Yeah.
But anyway, so they
Don't
always
tell that
post,
story on here.
they always post the sexiest women, and then you just scroll through. But then you find your random self over there, with a
Drunk.
toothpick in your mouth, drunk as fuck.
Yeah, just looking
Screaming and screaming.
One of the funniest things John and I experienced when we were not on LSD for sure, but just like watching a video.
We might have assumed we were, but it's not sure.
We can simulate certain sensations like being high on a particular drug because we're synesthetics.
I'll say this thing gets worse the more you drink it.
Yeah,
it's weird.
Just before we lose that that train of thought, one of the things that John and I noticed when we were not on LSD is that because it just like wakes you up, you feel so awake, so alive, is that it allowed us to even more clearly see just how fucking gone drunk people look, like with the droopy eyes and just like.
It's almost depressing, actually.
They look like they're fucking miserable, like they're suffering.
There was this girl we saw.
I don't know me, I've never used it.
There's this girl we saw. She was looking like she was about to throw up. She's making faces, and then her friend called her. She's like, yeah. And then she goes back to throwing up again. They're like, oh my god, that must be a miserable existence.
And then just the slowness of movement, the like droopiness of the head. You might not know this, but like if your senses are heightened, you can actually notice that. So it's not the best time to be photographed, understandably, which is why you may understand, for example, that the reason why this happened, the whole club photography thing, is that
wait, you're saying the club photography thing? We haven't explained what it is.
A bunch of people sued a
club.
No,
we haven't even explained what it is. So the Office of Data Protection Commissioner fined a lounge along Gong Road. I'm guessing it's Casavera. They were fined 1.8.
You don't have to guess. It's written a few lines down.
Okay, cool. For posting revelers' images on social media pages without consent. So that's what you were explaining.
Yeah, I love the way they say revelers. Just say people.
But I have a question.
I'm reveling. I'm going to a rave.
I feel like reveling today.
Have you been to Casavera?
I have. It's shit.
They don't have a disclaimer that it's a photography free zone or videography free zone?
No, I mean,
they're supposed to have them now. I see a lot of clubs.
They don't have it.
No, but here's the thing. It's not about like people taking pictures. It's about clubs taking pictures and posting those pictures of people who have not consented on their social media. So that's what people are against. So they might say it's not a like, photography zone, but then they themselves take pictures with impunity.
So the changes came hours after Kilimani Club was fined 9 million shillings for using a customer's image without content. Right? So
I should do that, actually.
Yeah. Let me just read the article from kenyans.co.ke in case anyone is interested in following up after it, because you'll probably seen this video 3 weeks after it appears and that's no longer relevant. But here we go. The Office of the Data Protection Commissioner imposed a fine of 1.9 million on Casavera. That is, I think...
That's a whole car. That's about 15,000.
KRG the Don's Club.
Oh,
KRG the Don, based in Kilimani, for using a reveler's image without their consent. Now, the fine, which is also extended to a school in Uthiru, Kiambu County, a digital credit provider, like, yo, let's just fuck them all up, sent shivers across the nightclub community. Following the development, a number of clubs, rushed to put up disclaimers at their entrances, letting revelers know that their images are likely to be taken. So now, that's the thing. What I'm trying to say is, I low-key feel like part of the reason why this happened, or like people complain about this so that someone actually takes action, is that two things. A, you're seen not looking at your best. You're in a club, you don't even get time to pose, you look like you're fucked up. And B, you're cheating.
No, here's the thing though.
The club posts your pictures and then you get caught with your thing and you're like, no, you can't have any of this.
I've been photographed a lot, but most of the times you pose for it. Have you ever seen those photographers walk around the place? You will be looking your best. They won't post ugly looking people.
They won't pose. Like,
they
won't get you.
So there is some form of consent, you would say.
I don't know if there is, because I've also seen like photographs where the people weren't even looking at the camera. Those are rare.
Those are rare.
While some people are posing, others in the periphery or in the background aren't part of that picture, but they're still gonna show up.
That's
a lot of the time when someone is like, exposed, like, look at this person, he's in the club with his mpango kind or something, it's because they're in the background of someone else's photograph and someone just pays attention.
For international listeners, mpango kando is concubine. Or side chick.
That makes it sound dignified.
Concubine is not dignified. It sounds like a strong insult. You concubine.
Which is used in the Bible.
Porcupine. Why does porcupine just sound like concubine?
Imagine if toothpicks were made from porcupines. Pines.
I can see how that would be $1 million business or $1 billion industry.
Because they would be like premium.
Right,
toothpicks.
exactly, and we'd have like a poaching problem. In the
we
I
welcome to
see where
ThinkShack.
that would go.
What?
This is where we think we're doing stories of Jabba on steroids.
Yeah. So anyway, the question is, or rather, the thing is, right after that, a bunch of clubs started to put up disclaimers at their entrances, letting revelers know that the images are likely to be taken. Right. The question is, does this really waive any claims? Is it legally valid? Because a bunch of lawyers say that the notice alone does not become legally binding because consent has to be obtained individually. So I don't know if this is like a valid strategy for clubs to use.
And at the same time, it is a club is technically a public place, right? So I studied communication, and there's rules to where you can take pictures, where you can take pictures, and public places. Even if you're a public figure, you can be photographed there, and you won't have any right to sue. So there is like the gray area.
The act of photographing itself is okay, but using your images, for example, to increase my revenue, like for advertising, or maybe if you're a journalist, to defame you. Although I don't know how that works.
No, I mean, here's an example.
Here's an example. CNN, I'd go by. A lot of like the time people just send like photographs they took in clubs, and then if he posts it, is he legally liable?
And here's an example. Here's an example. Let's say you're a Muslim newscaster or something, and you're seen in a club. Maybe you went there for a meeting, but then people will write all sorts of slander.
Yeah. So they're like several possible torts and breaches of contract that you can commit along that line. So it's a bit tricky, especially because social media is also pretty new technology. So the laws around it are still sort of like trying to find their way around. Well, the question is, it's okay to take photographs of me, but can you put it on your social media page to promote your club? Not to mention, is there a possibility you may be knowingly or unknowingly defaming me if, for example, the photograph does give a certain impression of who I am, that does ruin my reputation, bring me financial harm, or what's the legal word, pecuniary harm, and so on.
Personally, I would like to know what people think in the comments. Like, would you be okay with a club taking pictures of you and then posting it on their social media, or is that something you're completely against? Let us know.
Right. So the next topic is high value men and minors, and you can see why Trevor put it like that. But yeah, so there was like news. We got 30 minutes left. There was like news recently that the DCI revealed the suspect in the murder of the Nairobi.
She was dressed in the most ordinary way. She looks like she's come from an away game.
Yeah, the Nairobi Hospital Finance Director Eric Maigo is between 15 to 17 years, so she's not even legal yet.
We'll share these pictures on the video, but man, what the hell is this woman wearing? Cheetah print leggings with a beanie. A beanie, what the fuck?
And not a beanie, it's actually a
was that her hair?
That's her afro.
That's what?
That's her hair.
That must be really good hair for Jean to mistake it for a beanie.
Or I might just be high. You never know. It's all the same thing.
You'll never know.
I mean, when you go to kill someone, I think you would dress nicely for it. Wear some black gloves. And everything. Like, what the hell? Like umeva boshori or something.
And cheetah print.
But then that's the thing, right? So like, why would she kill him? It's not like, it doesn't sound like it was planned.
That's the question that's been on everyone's lips.
Why would she kill him? Why would she stab him like 25 times?
So Eric Maigo, he's 40 years old. So he's like a wealthy middle-aged guy. He picked up a 16-year-old after she'd quarreled with her guardian in their shanty, and then he took her home.
What the hell is a shanty?
I'm reading a tweet or
is that like
X,
is that like a kibanda?
If you will. And so he took her home. He was likely the cause of the quarrel, or he tried to take advantage of it, or both, and then she stabbed him 25 times.
I have a question though. Like, why do they always say he was stabbed this number of times? They went and counted like 1, 2. These people are having fun with your body. When you die, forensics are having fun with your body. Like,
They're
how
counting.
many times?
Yeah,
Like,
let's
1,
find
2,
out
3.
how many times.
Then they just want to know how many times they're stabbed.
He was stabbed. That's all.
He was just stabbed and he died.
But imagine stabbing someone 25 times. If we did it right now, it would be crazy. Like 1, 2,
And
3,
it was
4, 5,
someone
6,
who's 15
7.
to 17 years.
You'd be in a frenzy
Yeah,
also.
like,
Not just that, but like you're angry. But also the thing about stabbing is that the person getting stabbed isn't static. So they're trying to fight you, and it's like a struggle, you know. And like you just get, like,
that makes sense.
you know, and
that makes
until
sense.
finally they go down.
That's why people always stab so many times, because you can't just it's very rare you stab someone once.
You stab someone once, they'll try to fight you. You stab them again, and then they're trying to push you away, and you're just trying to get your way in.
The economics of stabbing.
Yeah, the logistics of stabbing.
The
So
logistics of
guys,
stabbing.
in case you're planning to stab someone, just know they're gonna fight back. So you kind of have to either give them a really bad first hit so they can't fight you back, or you're gonna have to play this whole game where like you're better.
So
at
you want to
dodging
tell
a
me
nail.
that this 15 or 17-year-old chick, like, she was stronger than the man who's 40 years?
I mean, if you have a knife, it doesn't matter how strong you are. You just have to like hit him once in the right place.
So
I mean, the
chest.
bleeding will do the rest.
So this man couldn't defend himself. Like, how strong was this kid? How strong was
I feel like that's
It's not a
victim. That's
question of
victim
strength.
blaming. Yeah,
It's not so much victim blaming.
Victim blaming.
Feminist
Like,
shit-
bro, you can
yeah.
defend yourself. What the hell, man?
No, but how do you defend yourself from a stabbing? See, here's the thing. Let me just give you a thought experiment. Someone wants to stab you. I want to stab you. I don't, but let's say I do. I come at you with a knife. How are you gonna stop me? You're gonna try to hold my wrist. Say I'm faster than you. I pull the wrist away. You can't hold it. The minute you do that, you lose balance. I stab you once. You're already weakening. You're trying to fight me. I'm stabbing you the whole time. It's really hard. Have you ever been in a situation where you're fighting someone with a weapon? It's not just going in and
My
holding
mom,
him.
when we
It's
were
trying
growing
to
up-
avoid him hitting you with a weapon in the
My
meantime.
mom, when we were growing up, she was holding a weapon.
His
There was
story of fighting someone with a weapon.
Yeah, with a slipper. You know, she would run after you and things like that.
Yeah.
That is a weapon, actually.
Yeah,
In the right
exactly.
hands, a slipper.
Or have you ever, even in the
chancla.
situation of a parent beating you? Someone was telling me a story. It's like, when she was young, her mother would punish her by pinching her. And the thing is, she couldn't predict where the mother's gonna pinch next. It's gonna be this, and then she's trying to fight it here. The
That
mother
sounds
pinches
oddly
here,
sexual.
Trying to fight it here, like. Well, unless you have an Oedipus complex or something.
I want to pinch you. And then they just run around the house. That's a bit
The
funny.
worst for me is actually, and this was a thing. I hope the people here have been through this. Like in school.
We're sorry, guys,
But the
if
worst,
you've been through it.
Yeah, the worst for me is like when you go to school and the teacher punishes you
By pinching.
pinching you in the inner thigh. Like what?
You
the
know what's
actual
crazy?
Fuck?
You know what's
Wait,
crazy? When I was growing up, you know what's
When I was
crazy?
growing up, even when I was
Yeah, when
growing
I was
up.
growing up, the kids in primary school, one of the punishments was the teacher would pull your dick.
No, wait a minute.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
wait.
I see that one.
That doesn't sound like a punishment, I know.
Me, when I was growing up as a girl,
It sounds like a really tough hand
they
job.
see you
is
like
what it sounds
you're
like.
sitting while not crossing your legs, they will come and pinch you like.
Wait, were those female teachers or male
That's
teachers?
some
But
lesbian
she was
shit.
female. Teacher.
It's
It's still some lesbian shit.
Yeah.
but,
Mostly female. Even our moms. Yes, no.
Let me do the
When
Simon
you're growing up-
Kaganjala thing. So how did it feel?
How did it
You know the guy who did the Why Are You Gay interview? Simon
Are You Gay?
Simon Kaganjala is like, how did it feel?
You
And
are
then
gay.
the interviewer is like, what? How did what feel?
So who is gay?
Being gay.
You are gay.
Yeah.
That's the funniest question. Like, how did
Should I call you Mister?
the funniest question is, how did it feel? And then you're like, what? Being gay.
So yeah, like okay.
No, but
so
which was
at
telling us
John's
about
school,
the-
they used to get hand jobs as punishments. At my school, they used to pinch the inner thighs. I was like, that's some.
Oh, so it's a
bullshit.
common thing, yeah?
There's the other one, which is like getting smacked across your ass. Like, what the fuck was that? Having you lie down, it sounded like. Actually, I thought like teachers, my primary school teachers were into some serious BDSM.
I was gonna say, in some regards, you could consider that as your first sexual experience. If you count BDS.
and then you turn around and
You
hold
know what
your
I
ass.
love
It's like, ukishika ntaanza tena.
You know what
I'm
I
like,
love about-
you're
Go ahead,
enjoying
go ahead,
this.
go ahead.
As we had punishment where the teacher would like put pens in your fingers.
What the
then
fuck?
they would.
Oh, they were like trying to put it together.
Yes,
Oh.
no, they would
These
put
people are
pens.
sadistic as fuck.
That was BDSM. BDSM started
I
long time
bet
ago.
I bet you some teachers were probably retired and went to work for Mexican cartels because that's like torture.
So now we've arrived at the possibility that the shit happening between Eric Miger and his 16-year-old might have been some BDSM shit that just went wrong.
Probably.
But like I guess what the angle Trevor wanted us to explore is that do we have like a prevalence of like older, very rich men going for minors in Kenya?
I have a theory about that.
And getting killed by these minors. I don't know if there have been similar cases like this in the past. I have a theory
about the Wababas. I feel like these are people with a repressed...
And it's not just older men, high value men.
High value older men.
But I have a question. Just what is a high value man to you? What makes a man high value? Is it just his bank account?
We'll get into that, but before I lose this, because we've had 2 or 3 Grammys each. Mm-hmm. So what I was gonna say is, I feel like these people, these high value individuals, high value men, they have this sense. Maybe they grew up in a situation where they were poor or something like that. They could never get the hot girls. So they have this repressed energy from their teenage years. When they get that high value, they're like, okay, you know what? I need to go and bag some bitches, like to get revenge on their former self. It's a weird thing. Even Wababas and like college students and stuff like that. You remember in college you were broke as fuck. You didn't have anything. And now when you're out of it, you're like, now I can get you. It's like a revenge sort of thing.
Like I'm just gonna go and you know, like I missed a stage, so now I'm gonna go and get all of them.
So I think this answer would be interesting for a moment. So what is a high value man? As Ramsey was asking, what do you consider a high value man? Because funny enough, women define a lot of the definitions we have for societal things like this. What is a high value man?
Mm-hmm. I think, according to me, I have a high value man is a man who like is financially stable.
Mm-hmm. She had to start with that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Value comes with money.
True, I guess.
Financially stable.
Ramsey, you look like you have a comment about that.
I was trying to get my volume button, but now we're good. No, I was just like, I just wanted to say that it's expected because, like, you know, women and resources. So to them, that's like a sign of value.
So that's number one. What's number two?
Like resourceful men.
Also well put together.
In terms of their look, or
like their arms are not on their waist, so
well assembled. Well,
like they're clean. Like they're driving maybe a Mercedes.
Okay.
This goes back to financial though. This goes back
well
to
put together.
Like
of
like
course,
signifiers of status.
Also
you could be driving a really nice Pro Box with a suit and everything. You never know. Like a professional box.
It's not a signifier.
It's not a regular box.
Yeah, it's not a symbol of status. So women want not only money, but they also want status. Is really what I think she's hitting at. So I want you to be rich, but I also don't want you to be like Shamba. I want you to look like sophisticated.
And I feel like this is one of the reasons why people on Tinder always put like the most fancy looking or rich looking pictures.
Especially men. Okay, is that all, or what other markers of high value do you have?
I was actually trying to segue to the next topic because I think we probably have 15 minutes.
No, we don't. We have 22 minutes.
Oh, you have a timer?
Started at 11:22.
But Cliff's timer might be different.
24 minutes. It's even better.
You're 2 years underage.
I think high value, financially stable, and of course, you have to be smart. Yeah,
I mean, I think before you achieve any financial stability, you have to be somewhat smart. But I mean, people who like rappers will beg to differ.
Smart, well educated.
Well, I mean, we have some smart rappers.
I think it depends on your definition of smart.
It's not Kanye West, that's for sure.
I don't know. I mean, he's really good at stoking controversy. So there's that. I would say that, you know, what I'm hearing, and this has always like been, you know, the common wisdom in like the red pill sphere, is that women care about wealth because, you know, resources. Because from an evolutionary perspective, they're thinking, when I have children, I want them to be taken care of. They care about status.
Is that true, Awiti?
Yeah.
Or is it just like
it's
conjecture?
True.
They want status because status indicates you know, you're higher up the dominance hierarchy.
We're not talking about your WhatsApp status. You no.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no. Yeah, so like you have status, you're higher up in the dominance hierarchy. This just like signals protection to a woman because she's like, because he's a high status man, my reputation, my place,
influence.
Yeah, exactly. So it comes down to resources protection. And then the thing about intelligence is, again, a survival thing and protection. A woman wants to be with a man that can solve problems because, again, she's thinking about her future offspring. So that's what I'm hearing is like the markers to a woman of what a high value man is. I haven't heard anything about like being kind and generous, or like height, though I think those ones also matter to women. Height a little less than being kind and generous, because women want a man who's
There's
only
this
wealthy
Kenyan
but also
influencer, I
generous.
think her name is King Kalala. She was talking about the 3 things that a man needs to be high value. She said, as long as you have money, that was first, like a wheatie, and as long as you have good dick game, and then number 3, if you're responsible. Those 3 things, that's what she said.
Okay.
She said it wasn't about height, it wasn't about...
So, you could be
care.
a serial killer, you could be Genghis Khan, you
long
could be Hitler.
as you're
long as you're
stable.
stable.
You're gonna be a high value man to women. They don't care.
as
They
you're
will
But it's
marry a
true, they
murderer.
don't. It's
I feel
true.
like women think serial killers are hot.
Yeah, I mean they
You have
watch.
the 50 Shades
yeah, they
of
watch
Grey,
those
whatever
crime
American Psycho
stories.
bullshit.
Exactly. So okay, so then I guess in this situation, I don't know. I guess this was just like a really bad thing, and this high value man, in my opinion, this Maiga guy, probably went a little lower than most, because even most of our barbers probably go for 22-year-olds.
For
This
campus
guy went for a whole
chicks.
16-year-old.
16-year-old.
I feel like that was a bit extreme in itself, and I don't know if this case is like an instance of something great. I think it was just like a onesie, you know, like it's just like a one-time thing.
They didn't like have a long-term
You
thing.
don't hear, or not even that. It's like you don't hear in the news a lot of the time some 16-year-old girl stabs some 40-year-old man. This is just like a freak event, in my opinion. But you know, I don't know what you think, Jean.
Well, I mean, I'm trying to actually relate it to the next topic, because it's about Tinder and the curse of privileged women. So high value men are being asked to pay $499.
Oh yeah, Tinder has this new Tinder Select
Tinder
subscription.
Select. I bet a lot of Kenyans know that, because a lot of you are on Tinder.
So the interesting thing is that Tinder stock is crashing, and it's desperate for male users. Why? Because more men use Tinder than women.
I think it's desperate for female users. That's what the story says.
Desperate for
Yeah,
female users.
they're desperate for, because what happens is a lot of guys on Tinder will get rejected, so the women are just swiping left constantly, swiping left.
Yeah, they
all the
did this
time.
study on a bunch of dating apps, and they found out that when it comes to men, they swipe left or right on a woman about 50% of the time.
Right.
So 50% of the time they think a woman is above average, 50% of the time they think a woman is below average.
For women, it's 20%. Right?
Only 20% of the time they swipe right, 80% of the time they swipe left. So women, weirdly, with their logic, think that about 80% of men are below average, which makes no mathematical sense, because average is right around the 50% mark. So women undervalue men and overvalue themselves. So what you have on dating sites is about 80% of women going for the 20% of men at the top,
And now the
while the
consequences...
80% at the bottom is fighting for the 20% of women, or rather trying their luck with everybody.
And the consequences of this is that more women are like, oh, I don't need to use this shit app, so I'm leaving. And with no women, of course, you have no Tinder.
Yeah,
so
because no men are gonna come.
So
So
they're
they
trying to
need
find
more
incentives.
female.
So they're creating this new subscription that's priced at $499, presumably so that rich guys who are like the high value
man, as we were talking about.
that someone like a Weetie might want.
Which I've never been on Tinder.
So that
Just a
they
quick
can
one.
they can go to the dating app. And
I think
and
this is
sign
an
up.
interesting thing. Have you been on Tinder? What was your selection criteria?
I have, by the way. I won't lie, I've been on Tinder.
You've probably seen a witty on Tinder.
I go by a
witty.
different name there.
She's witty. And then if you saw her on Tinder, what would be your first message? What would be your first pickup line to a witty? Let us know in the comments. So what was your selection criteria when you were on Tinder?
Specific age.
Specific age.
Specific.
What
I won't say the
Yeah,
age.
he's just skipping over
I'm
it
gonna
because
say
it's like
the age.
it's like a gray area.
What's the age where you're like, I'm not taking anyone younger than this?
Mubaba.
Younger.
And the Mubaba. Sounds like a fable.
Someone like
Like you gotta have like limits. Like you're like, if you're younger than this, I'm
if you're younger
left.
than, of course, if you're younger than 22,
22. Okay.
22, 23.
You'd date a 22, 23-year-old. Most women tell me they wouldn't date
No,
anyone in that
she
age.
wouldn't select that. That's
I'm
what she's
younger
saying.
than 22.
She wouldn't select
I
younger than
wouldn't,
20.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's why I'm saying. Like most women tell me it's like 25 and above. 20. Like most women.
Everyone says that, even 18
Yeah,
year olds.
yeah. I've actually
Everyone
not.
says
It's
that.
very rare to hear a woman saying she dated a 22-year-old, even if she's 18. Like
It's crazy, I don't know
fucking
how.
Choosy, you know.
Uh-huh.
It's like-
So there was the age, and then what else?
The age, of course, ethnicity.
What does that mean? Interesting. Go into it. This
Are
is
they-
the unspoken
what
section.
tribe are they?
The
Yeah, the
unspoken.
tribe.
I mean, I know we like to be PC and say that we shouldn't judge, but people
On
do it
ThinkShack,
every
we're never
day,
PC. On
you know.
ThinkShack, we're never
Even
PC.
people watching this, even us sometimes we judge by tribe. But
On
yeah,
ThinkShack, we're never
Not
PC.
necessarily, when I say ethnicity,
Sorry,
not
guys.
necessarily tribe, maybe
By the way,
nationality.
for the audience,
nationality.
Yeah,
have
nationality.
yourself a drink.
So you'd go for like people of a particular nationality.
Maybe nationality, because of course if you're on Tinder, you're not looking for like a Kenya, like your local. If you are on Tinder, you're looking for like your neighbor, not someone like your neighbor.
Actually, I was looking for my neighbor because I'm a guy. You're looking for the quickest fuck you can find.
I was looking for my neighbor because I didn't know how to ask for a number, and so like, bro, just gonna be a few meters away. We might meet on Tinder.
Legitimately, I used to actually go to my Tinder and then set the radius as less than a kilometer away.
Because you don't want the hassle of also having to Uber them over.
I will not. I will look at the higher the far the kilometer.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, there's a day I had 2 Tinders. This is
English left the chat.
This is me advertising my.
The far the kilometer. Anyway, going on.
Thank you, Lord, for the far you have brought us.
Yeah.
We have come the far. We will go the far.
This far we have come.
The far sounds like a horror movie.
The far. It's like something.
So there's a time me and my Umalaya, we had two dates. Now I had two. I'm saying we is like a demon. I'm possessed by the spirit of Malaya. So I had 2 dates the same day, and I was like, I had the first date. And I was like, I don't feel satisfied.
It's like that Venom movie.
I still have this urge for Tinder pussy. Mm-hmm. So I put the radius to 1 kilometer. Very sophisticated. So I put the radius and I was like, let's see who's down to fuck. Mm-hmm. And that's what I used to do most of the time. So for men, we would choose the shortest distance. I know a bunch of guys like that.
I think
because you don't want to do the whole work of having to go there, having to organize when they're gonna come, because they gotta take like 2 buses or something to get to you.
So those are 2 things. Anything else like the third one?
Career, of course. Like their personality, according to what they've put there. Their personality, what they like doing.
What careers do you go for?
Like what they like
doing. No podcasters.
Can't shit where you eat.
Creatives, I think creative, but I think career, like the career, their personality, the personality really goes a long way.
What kinds of personalities do you go for? What do you like?
Do you like INTJ? Whatever the fuck that means. What's INTJ?
It means
FGM.
You're thinking, intuitive, feeling. It's like for the 16 personality thing.
What about the GM?
I don't know. General Motors.
INTFGM.
There's no INTFGM.
There will be soon. Look through my Tinder.
Never.
Maybe the INFJ. Like there's literally only 4 letters for each of them. What the fuck, man?
Fuck would know?
But yeah.
So which personalities then? IFGM. CBK.
No. I think we should go along more like quality.
Quirks,
like maybe you want someone who's generous. Maybe you want someone who's a little toxic. I don't know.
Jesus Christ. But there's some girls there.
Yeah.
I saw this study.
Someone who's not boring.
I saw this study where they asked like a girl, like why do you? What's your toxic quality that you have in your relationship that you low key love? And she's like, me and my guy.
Do it in the voice. Do it in the female voice. How would she answer?
Well, me and my guy break up like every week. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, it's so cool, because the makeup sex is great after and shit.
Brings more tension.
Legit.
Yeah, I'm
legit.
like,
I've been told that.
I've
been told that the girl was like, I'm looking forward to the makeup sex. And then she deleted the message, like, what?
That's some toxic shit. I hate people who do that. Like, text me and then delete the message. Nothing, never mind. Like, fucking tell me,
But for you guys who don't know this, there's a feature on WhatsApp. You can actually, on Android, you can go into your settings and then do notification history. And then you can put WhatsApp as one of the apps. So even if they delete, you'll be able to see it for like 5 minutes.
I see, just use anti-delete. Just use GB WhatsApp.
Well, that thing will get you banned. I remember my mom was trying to be sly. I don't know what she was doing.
What do you mean banned? Like WhatsApp could literally ban you?
Yeah, they could ban you. My mom was
like, never using WhatsApp again?
Temporarily. Exactly. They never ban someone permanently.
How do they do that? Why? How?
My mom was trying to be savvy, so she was like, give me the WhatsApp GP. Because she probably thought it was something cool.
Yeah.
So we put it for her, and then after a while, she gets banned from the regular WhatsApp. And then we get messages like, this user is banned from WhatsApp. It shames you publicly. Can you imagine? So until we deleted the GB, that's when it started working. It's like WhatsApp is always on your case, like, download that app, huh? GB.
If you don't know how to use it.
Let me shame you.
WhatsApp GB is like I would.
You actually, guys, you've never used? You do use WhatsApp?
I never have.
You?
No.
Me, I can never not use WhatsApp.
How
GB.
come?
I've noticed mostly women use WhatsApp GB.
Okay,
I cannot not.
What kind of features? What kind of features?
I cannot. The anti-delete. Mm-hmm. The hide status. Hide status.
Why would you hide it though? Like if you're posting it, why do you want to hide it?
Because I don't want to share everything with everyone.
I mean, you could do that on regular WhatsApp. WhatsApp has caught up.
No, it doesn't have that.
It does. You can
regular WhatsApp. No.
Yeah, you can say view my status all except so and so or strictly so and so.
If you think about it, the way these messaging apps have evolved, of course they've evolved based off of what is popular and what users seem to want the most, right? And what we're getting more and more are apps that are made perfectly to serve the human condition.
But who the fuck told them we want channels? You've seen the WhatsApp
one? Yeah, I've seen that. But wait a moment. Let me finish. So like the way they've evolved is to reflect like what users want. So we would say that we're getting more and more messaging apps that are like suited to the human condition. But then that tells you that the human condition is basically to manipulate others, because most of the tools in WhatsApp, GB, and on Telegram just help you to manipulate people. I'm not gonna let you know whether I read your message or not. Therefore, great takes. I'm not gonna let you. I'm gonna delete my message. You can't see what I said. I'm gonna hide you from my status so you don't know.
It's so cheeky.
It's mostly manipulative shit. Like basically, that's what we want. We want the greater power to manipulate other people. So yeah, we're great humans. I still have faith in humanity. Channels.
I think it gives you power to what you want people to see. And
I would say people who don't have blue ticks on are sadistic people. Like, why don't you have your blue ticks on? What are you hiding? Honestly, let me see when you read the message.
I think it's an anxiety thing. I don't want you to see that I ignored your message.
My blue tick is on. If I've ignored you, you'll know I've ignored you. Actually, I don't want to protect your feelings.
I use it the same way.
See what I was saying, guys?
That's your
They're
problem.
literally built to empower human
I don't want to protect you. If I've ignored you, I've ignored you.
But then here's the thing. I actually like to use it.
10 minutes.
I actually like to use it for my own good. Like, I might be online, but if it's grey and you know I have blue ticks on, you'll say, "Oh, he probably hasn't read my message," even though I saw it years ago. Because I have like a bunch of messages.
So maybe we can do the meme review since we only have 10 minutes left.
All right, you want to go first? We usually do this thing where he'll show me a few memes that I haven't seen, and then I'll react to them, and vice versa. And if you have any, you could share with us as well.
Let me see.
Okay, mine is this one.
No, show it to me. I have to react to it.
Yeah. So like, I want to show you. I'm just saying.
I'm giving you my phone.
You know the way we have like growers and showers. I'm actually. You know what I'm gonna do?
I would like you to explain that. Some people might not know what that is.
What's a grower? Why don't you do it? I know you know.
What the fuck? I know it, but I want you to do it. Since you're gonna.
Okay, so in terms of like penile length before and after erection. So I just posted it. I just check our group with the pod start guys.
Right.
You'll find it. I just posted it. So it's like in terms of that, for some guys the dicks are just long and they're girthy, and when they get hard they just get a little straight. Those are showers.
Yeah.
There's nothing. Growers have basically dicks that look really, really small, and then when they
I have a question for Wheaty, and it's a very unspoken question. So what is your preferred penis size? If you were to
So yeah,
this is unspoken.
No.
So this is where the
no, you can use you
let her answer, and then the meme will come in.
Tell us about your preferred length, flaccid and erect. Do people have actually preferred length flaccid? What are you gonna do with a flaccid dick?
But that's the thing. Imagine if someone comes and tells you nataka 6-inch dick. Na hiyo ni hata kwanza before erection.
Kwanza niliona ingine leo.
Usikia ni inches
before kumbao.
So the dog is like,
like what the fuck?
So yeah, tell us a Wheaty. You can even demonstrate with like hand signs. I wish we had different sized bananas here so we can have her choose one of the
We should have prepared early for this.
Here's a funny, interesting experiment you could do with your girlfriend at home. Put some bananas on the table and say, "What's your preferred size?" And then if it's nowhere near you, you will know how satisfied she is in the relationship.
Yeah. Another meme I have is this guy gets a bunch of photos from a content called Msewa Mochari.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that.
And then it's like, hey, mkubwa leo aremo amekufa.
And the photos are like one-time views, so they're disappearing photos.
So you can jerk off real quick and then move on with his life. Because necrophilia is perfectly normal in Kenya, never a dull day.
Now, let's go deep into the joke. Like, what if he's posing these women? He's like, which position do you want, boss?
And so you can go fuck them later in the
So,
mortuary?
No, just so for artistic, like serial killers have this thing where they will make a big scene of the crime scene. So it's called shock value.
Yeah.
For shock value. So maybe that guy probably did something like that. Like, unataka post gani. I imagine it's Kikuyu. I don't know why though.
I have another one. Like every
another dead body.
I wish. I have another one where like, every father's like an important moment for fathers is when they're in the delivery room holding their child, right? So he's like, my new baby's like, say dad. And the child's like, motherfucker. And then the dad is like, same thing.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, exactly.
Pretty much.
Now, here are my memes. You can go through it so we can overlay them, and I'll send them to a very able team from Podstart. Check them out on Instagram. The handle was what? Podstart what?
Studios.
Podstart Studios. And now, wait, you didn't give us your handle for Unspoken.
Unspoken Podcast K.
Unspoken Podcast
Ken Podcast K.
Oh, I have one last one. It's a video. I'm gonna send it, but it's like, have you ever tried talking to a girl with a large forehead while it's sunny outside?
It's like,
she's like fucking blinding to your eyes.
I need
It's
glasses.
really
You're like, oh my god.
yeah. R.I.P. to all the Kenyan women.
No,
They're not gonna like that particular joke.
I feel like it's an African thing, actually.
It is actually.
It's a nice thing you can smack it while doggy style. Like, oh my god, joke.
So so let's see Jean's.
Play the sound so that.
Yeah, let me see. So you're at 79%. You don't need any more charging.
10% more than 69.
That's a problem. Let's run it again. My name is Ruben Rubenstein. I'm from Forest Hill, Queens. I'm a volunteer
Wait, which one is that?
basketball coach. Let's get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Wait, is that the one I was supposed to see? Oh shit.
Did you go back? Go to the one I sent to myself.
Let me
The
see.
last 3 or 4.
You sent to yourself? I can't find you. Could you
And
find it?
on the Instagram, our
I
Instagram.
lost it. Yeah.
No, it's not on WhatsApp. It's on our Instagram.
Okay.
So yeah, it's here, like from the. I think you scrolled up. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So it's like the last.
I don't know
4.
why either.
It's like the last 4. The last
Okay.
4 thing.
The last 4. Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's see this one.
What I want is toilets.
Wait. That's not the one. You went up. Like the last ones I sent to myself. Okay, that
That's
was
his
funny,
phone,
though.
guys. That's his phone. Okay, so this last one.
Just scroll. Yeah. So from 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
why'd you go so far?
No, I went to
Let
1,
me
2,
just show
3,
you.
4. You said the
no,
4.
go down. Go down.
Okay.
This one.
1, 2, 3, 4. Wait,
That's-
what?
This man.
What's
That's
this?
where I went. You said 1, 2,
Give me the
3,
phone.
4.
I don't know what's happening here. I think you went
No.
back again.
No, I didn't. I went to the 4th one you said.
Oh, okay, cool. I think this is the one. I don't know.
The gummies are hitting. They're starting to check in.
So 1 with this guy, 2, 3. Oh, those are 5 actually.
See?
Go for the 5th one. It
That's
was my fault,
perfectly
guys.
normal, guys, as you can
It's
see.
my fault, guys. This is Hi Shack.
Let's start with this one.
Hey, my nigga getting swerved on. I'm telling you, as soon as I came in here, she just wanted to start dancing on me. Bro, I don't even know the bro. Wait, hold on. Listen, you gonna be dancing to me. I gotta know your name. What's your name? My name Tanya, shorty. What's your name? Got my surgery done, so what's up, nigga?
My surgery done, so what's up, nigga? You know his chin looks like a pair of balls?
It does actually.
It looks like a pair of hairy balls.
Let me know.
He wants to cry.
Already twerked on you, might as well let me go all the way, nigga.
Listen.
Might
Listen.
as well clean that up, nigga. That ain't stopping nothing.
That ain't stopping
He's not
nothing.
stopping nothing.
Okay, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Let's see this one. Me having absolutely no money going to look at expensive
What's the lowest you
things.
would take for this?
So let me just
Restart,
start it
restart.
over.
And I'm talking about the white one. Like, what's the lowest you would take for this?
I have
The
done
lowest I could do is probably 75K. 75. Okay, that's not bad.
Me, I actually do that.
I do that too.
Sometimes.
For that in that color, yeah, that's not bad at all. So I'm not even really thinking about getting a Rolex today, but you say this is 100% pure gold. Yeah, 100%. So how much you want for this? The whole necklace is just like this whole thing with the, the gold and the white gold on there. I like that whole thing on there.
So his bank account balance is $3.37.
But it's like, what about the white one?
Like this, I probably let go for about 1,500. 1,500. That ain't bad at all. Yeah, I might be able to do that. 15. Yeah, I want to see how it look on me though.
House.
He's got a bank balance of $56 looking at a mansion.
I do that all the time. Actually, it's the most fun thing you can do is house hunting.
They're looking for 140 million. 140 cash. It's
Cash.
not bad. I might be able to do that.
Ever be able to do
I
that?
might be able to do that.
But a lot of people do that.
I do that too. One of my favorite things to do in my free time is go house hunting. You know? Like, I take a girl. I'm like, oh, you know what?
Hey, let's go look at a bunch of houses.
We pretend we're married. We're about to
Go
have
shit in
kids.
their toilets.
No, we don't do that. That's a bit. At least not yet. We'll get there.
I didn't do that either, for the record.
Yeah.
Now that it's clearly
we have a few
unpopular.
minutes. Let's go, bro. Let's go. Next one.
What's the next one? Okay, let's see. So my ancestors watching me pull the finest girl the bloodline I've ever seen.
Is that the one I said? Oh yeah.
You seriously have to remember the memes you said, man.
Okay, just skip that one.
Okay. Which one do I go for?
The last two, I think.
POV why Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves. Okay.
What's your name, boy? It's Toby. No, your real name. I'm gonna get y'all free, you hear me? I'm gonna free y'all. What your mother just did to me in there, I ain't seen it.
What? I wasn't expecting.
Suck a bullet through a musket. Spit that thing out like a cannonball, you hear me?
It's like a bullet.
Emancipation. Proclamation, I'm thinking.
Those bitches need to be free.
Like after that blowjob, fuck.
Fuck.
That's actually plausible.
It's like,
Okay, here's the last one. The one with the gorilla.
Guys, Tom, they got you.
Never would I have thought I'd ever see a gorilla on Demon Time.
I don't even think that's
This
a real
gorilla
gorilla.
is zesty.
For life, my boy. The hell wrong with you? Guys, Tom, they got you locked up for life, my boy. The hell wrong with you?
You gotta send these to the Podstar group. Yeah, this is a good one. Yeah, I think we can wrap it up now. We probably
Let's wrap it up with short condoms.
Yeah, wrap it up, guys.
So, guys, the weekend is about to begin. Stay safe. Listen to Awiti's podcast. Listen to ThinkShack.
We're gonna go to another piano concert.
We are gonna see you hopefully tonight. Have a good one, guys. This is Jean.
This is Ramsey.
And this is
Awiti.
And this is Vin. But definitely not High Shack.
We're not yet high. Fuck it. I'm
not even high. Those
I'm
things
waiting for
haven't
that
kicked
shit.
in.
But it is going to kick in for them. Anyways,
No.
see you next week. Have a
It's
good one.
gonna kick in sooner or later.
One way or the other. Bye, guys. Cheers.
Bye.